Oh man. Hey, welcome back to the Off the Clock Show. Joined again with Sean Gervais from OrbisX CRM and Marshall Hill from Pints and Polishing Podcast, as well as Hyper Clean Car Care Products.
And if you can't tell, we've already
T-Rex,
been off the
T-Rex,
clock.
T-Rex. Yes, we've already been pretty much off the clock. We were dying laughing just before this started. Oh my god.
Like, dude,
Oh,
hit
that was
record. We got to roll.
yeah. We were like, holy shit, we're like an hour in. We had an episode before we even hit record, and then yeah, so here we are. We got lots of tips and tricks for you. But man, you know what? So I'll start off by saying I'm 40 now. I'm in a new decade. Thank you. Salute to me. Yeah.
Congratulations. You made it.
Thank you. My wife for the last few days has been calling me Farty 40. It's been terrible, but
It's better than Farty Marty.
Yeah.
That
There
was
see,
my
Farty
nickname
Marty.
for a majority part of my
Oh,
early
that's
childhood.
brutal. Jesus. See, it was Sean. There wasn't really much that like people called me fat, lazy, ugly. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing that rhymed, so But yeah, so Sunday was my official birthday, which was awesome. Prior to that was I now share my birth month, July, with seems like everybody's kid now. And as you know, my house has been a Airbnb of sorts for the last little while, and we had a little youngster staying here with his parents. And anyway, it was his birthday on the Saturday. And so then my birthday on the Sunday, I was exhausted because we had to prep. There was like 18, 20 people showed up here. We fed them. They swam in the pool. So I had to make sure, the pool's clean, hot tubs ready, just everything. It was a big job. And as part of that, for those of you watching, will be able to see this, but I messed up my finger pretty bad. Yeah, you can see. I was doing some landscaping out front and dropped. Well, I was just hedge trimming. I had to move the what do you call those stones? Like those.
Sean, I need to apologize. I saw that earlier and I didn't say anything.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. You probably thought it was just nail polish. No, I just kidding.
I did.
Yeah. You're like those Canadians.
No, I was like, wow, Sean's a little emo.
Yeah. It's just a little emo. It's been one of those days.
I guess like he had to paint his fingernail black. Like
it happens. Sometimes you gotta.
I just kind of let you take that.
You just let me.
So
Yeah. And you said
go ahead and own
nothing.
it.
Didn't
Go
even.
ahead and own it. You used to paint your fingernails black and go out.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Yeah. There's rock on.
Have
Yeah.
a
There
little
was no
spike in your
reaction.
ear.
Yeah.
And you used to have. We know you used to have the
Oh, with
eyebrow
the
piercing.
eyebrow spike. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
You had it.
Can't even deny. I already have the mohawk, right? So that's what. Yeah.
And you wore the black with the spikes around the wrist.
With the spikes around it. Yeah. And then the wallet chain and
the wallet chain.
Yep, that was
jeans and
crucial.
boots.
Jeans and boots. Yeah, that's middle of July. Yeah, that's so true. Oh my god, there was a kid just like that. You're describing Leon, this kid I went to school with. Oh my god, yeah, perfect, like to a T.
Thought I was describing you.
Yeah. Ah,
jeez. My
bad. Sometimes I go by Leon, but I'm Canadian. I'll do what I want. Jesus. So yeah, I was doing some landscaping though. 2 rocks fell. I went to put one rock down, and I was in a hurry. It was hot. I'm sweating, and I'm in a rush before everyone gets here. So I'm moving these rocks, and 2 rocks just pinched my finger. Tiniest little thing, and only from maybe 2 inches up. It wasn't like I dropped it from a heavy thing. Blood started just squirting out. Anyway, one of the people staying here was like, holy jeez, they saw my finger. I'm like, relax, it's not a big deal. And then my wife's like, I heard something happen to your hand. What happened? So I held up my other hand. I was like, nothing, it's fine. Showed her. She's like, no, the other hand. I was like, shit. So I showed her, and she's like a huge first aid nut. So right away, she's like, let me put a Band-Aid. All out of love, I know, but typical man. I'm like, nah, it's fine. Just let it, it'll take care of itself. Nature's Band-Aid. Anyway, long story short, all you need is 2 inches for Sean to squirt. That's one if she helps, but Jesus. Yeah, basically that's it, and 1 finger, that's all. But Jesus Christ. So no, this is Leon speaking now. But so I doing some landscaping stuff, and I said, geez, I should have just waited because we had landscapers coming. And anyway, so our backyard it's been a construction zone for the last 2 years. We put in a pool, put in a hot tub, concrete all over the place. But I was finally happy that after this weekend, so as of Monday, actually, yesterday, everything is finished. They put in the new sod. The backyard is done. We put in the new garden beds, the pool and the concrete, everything's set up. We have our outdoor pool table set up now, which is amazing. Highly recommend outdoor pool table. Oh my God. Like we have a pool table inside. It's nice, but hot sunny day, I don't want to be inside, but I still want
I'm
to
a
play
ping
pool.
pong guy myself.
Ah, well, we do have a ping pong set thing we can put on top of the pool table if we really wanted, but it's downstairs, so that's not happening.
When I finally get that invitation, you better have that set up. I'm just telling you.
100%. All right, will do, 100%. And we have skee ball. Do you know skee ball? That's my favorite game, to be honest. Yeah, we have skee ball. Absolutely love it. Oh my God. Yeah, but my kids are
Wait,
getting good at
skee
it.
ball or shuffleboard?
No, skee ball.
Oh, yeah. Skee
Skee
ball's
ball is the one with
fun.
the
Skee ball's
circles.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I'm drinking and I'm hanging out, shuffleboard.
Oh, okay, yeah. Shuffleboard's a good one
Shuffleboard's
too.
fun.
Yeah. Just don't eat the sand. But
Mm, mm.
Leon, when we were in high school, used to eat the sand. Not this Leon, no, the other one. But no, and that's a true story actually. I went to a birthday party, this Italian guy's house. Anyway, they had a shuffleboard. Yeah. But their shuffleboard was like a mini one. There's
Yeah,
like
that's fine.
big full size ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything. I remember I used to always, and so whenever I can find a shuffleboard, and every once in a while, you find a random bar.
Yeah.
Shuffleboard's
Got a
old school.
shuffleboard. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
old school.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
was old school in the 90s and the 2000s.
Mhm.
So by now
That's
it's like
that's true. But when you can find those like the
when you can
vintage ones,
find it,
I've
they're
seen some.
fun.
Yeah,
They're
that's
fun to
true.
play. It's a
It
fun
is,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's kind of like curling, just on a
It's like hurling.
miniature
Yeah.
scale.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
more
especially when
fun
you're
because you're not
drinking, it's
freezing
fun.
your ass off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Makes a big difference.
Listen, I need to congratulate you
Mm.
and I need to apologize. I'll go
Oh, I know
ahead
where this
for
is going. Team Canada, let's go. I just knew it. Oh man. All right. So continue.
you got the bronze.
Yeah. Bronze is the new gold.
It's better than
Yeah.
all the other teams out there besides the top two.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they
I was
say.
messaging you during the game. You failed to
Yeah.
respond, you know. So I want to apologize for not wishing you happy birthday on Sunday. You know,
Fair, but
you didn't want to talk to me, so I wasn't going to talk
oh,
to
geez.
you. So, but for everybody else out there that goes, shit, I meant to message Sean happy birthday.
Yeah.
I also fucked that up.
Yeah. No
I'll
worries.
take that for everybody else. They can just pile in under me. I'll be the umbrella of, we're sorry, Sean.
There we
Happy
go.
birthday.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Party 40s and got the
Mhm.
bronze to celebrate. So there we go.
And
That's
got the bronze to celebrate.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Man,
bad.
it was a comeback though, and then you guys went into the finale. I think it was into the kicks, right? I mean,
Yeah. And that's
oof,
a but
straight in.
you got to think though, for a country as small as ours, like I know we're big land wise, and a country that's frozen. Wait, you wonder where I'm going with this?
Small as yours, like I mean,
We're
you
big
got big
land.
people, you got
We've got
big
30 million, 37 million people though. Yeah, like it's
no big people. Like
oh, big. It's cold here most of the time, okay? More trans fats, the better. All right, that's it. Fair.
all right, we
Yeah,
better get on.
impressive.
Everybody's already messaged me about enough soccer talk. I talked about it the other day, and people were like, "Stop talking about soccer." I'm like,
Jeez, yeah.
America.
That's,
I'm like,
yeah,
jeez,
yeah. It's
okay.
like, oh, jeez.
We're not great at it. I mean, I get it. Canadians aren't either, but we still got to
Yeah.
tell them good
Hey,
job. Like, oh, my
third
bad.
place. I mean, some say third place is
It
the second
is.
loser, but it's
I mean, it really is. I never thought
yeah,
you guys would make it, but you guys had a great tournament. I
yeah.
watched a lot of Canadian games. You guys did great. You
Yeah,
did.
thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it was.
And
It
that's
was
why now
wonderful,
I
man.
sent you that picture where we're on the Coca-Cola boxes now, Team
Uh-huh.
Canada and stuff.
Should be. I mean, USA was doing like a home of soccer. There's all these like
Uh
commercials on Fox, and it's like, was this a joke? Like, did y'all see what happened in Miami? Did you see the way they destroyed that stadium?
yeah.
I'm telling you, America doesn't want to be the home of soccer. Like,
Yeah, no.
we all know what goes on in soccer stadiums. America doesn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So last week we had a good episode. I wanted to bring up with you because I thought I found this to be pretty interesting. And I want to kind of pick your brain before we get
All
into
right.
your bouquet of tips.
Yes, sir.
We can't go too far into this because I actually have a couple of extra tips too. So
Ooh.
we better
All
rock and
right.
roll through this episode,
Yeah,
or
we
we're gonna be
better.
here
Yeah.
for
Get cracking.
a while.
That's true.
Maybe we ought to do one of those pool and then you go and then I go. One of those little
Yeah. I
things.
like it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I'm
little
game.
back
All
and
right.
forth action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
So we had this episode the other day and we were talking about, let's say you're 20.
All right.
Let's say you're young. The
All
one
right.
thing that I always remember heavily was people telling me about save, right? You got to put some back, always save. And then,
Yeah.
it was always then also about how you spend your money,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's entertainment or, as you buy luxuries, or, you're somebody that is into fashion, right? Like whatever it is, your
Yeah.
priority, right? That kind of becomes your next thing. Something we realized out of this episode when I was thinking about it over the weekend, I was like, you know, there's a tale in a sense because I went into, I got to tell you, it was a sad day. I went into the
Okay.
butcher.
Oh, that's a sad day.
Typically, right? Because
It can be an
I've gone
expensive
into
day.
the same butcher
Okay.
and I knew them from literally when I was a mobile detailer 20 something years ago. So this is one of those places that has the granddad, has the dad. Like I
Yeah.
found a place like that a long time ago and I went, I like their stuff. It's expensive, but it's very good. I'm going to buy from here when I want to come back to get whether
Yeah.
it's really good chicken. They're really known for their sausages and bratwurst,
Nice.
but it really made a great play later in my life
Mm.
when there's time to go find a certain type of steak.
Ah, picanha. Okay.
And we were walking out the other day, and I was telling because we have her daughter's in town for a month, and we were
Nice.
going to go get picanha. The day before, some Hondurans bought them all out.
Oh man. Oh
It was a
no.
big game on Sunday.
Yes, celebrate, and they have to, right? They have to
Well, I
celebrate
mean,
with
they weren't in
picanha.
it, but they just Hondurans here buy a lot of that, and
Yeah.
think it's close to. They were probably cheering on Venezuela, right?
Yeah. But that's the
Or
thing.
they were
There's
cheering
still.
on Colombia. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Could have
Yeah.
been going against Canada on that one. I'm not sure. But either way, they got stripped. I was out.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
educated, I was talking to him about, I've been coming here for so long. It was so cool that we found this place and now has picanha.
Yeah.
Typically, we can go buy picanha, which we'll go this week. I mean, it is what, like, sometimes you
These things
lose, right?
happen.
It
Yeah.
happens, right?
It's true. It's beyond their
But I was
control. Yeah.
explaining to her, the daughter, like, why I've always wanted to come back here and then how awesome it is now that they have this rare thing, right?
Yeah.
Something that's so special that I really can't buy anywhere else. And there's a tale in a sense of continuing to do business and working with companies over a long period of time. You've probably seen something like that in your life, right? Even
Oh
though
yeah.
you've been in different countries, you've done
Yeah.
business in different parts of the world.
You've done
I
business with the same
imagine
people,
at
and
each
yeah,
place that you moved to, you found people that you wanted to regularly do business with.
100%. Sometimes it's more expensive at times because of whatever their business is going through, but I still continue through it because you can work with them. There's a lot of long-term benefits there. But strangely enough, speaking of butchers, yesterday I sent you a picture of what?
Oh, you you had taken that pig that you had been raising out in your backyard, and I could hear the video of it going wee, wee, while you just sliced the tail off. Like I'm like, you guys in Canada are crazy. Like, what's it do now? It doesn't have a tail. I mean, did you
You
at
don't need
least
the
kill the
you don't
animal and
need the
then eat the
tail.
rest of it?
So yes, we eat all parts of it. But yeah, I did send you a picture of pigtail yesterday, and we made soup with it. It was fantastic. Oh my gosh! But that's from a butcher that we go to. I've been going to this butcher so long, they've moved location. 3 times.
Same. Mhm.
Their rent went
They
up at the
still
first
go. Mhm.
location. Fire happened at the next plaza. They moved again, and it's less convenient each time. They're slowly moving away from my house, which sucks. But fortunately, now they're on their next location, and they're right beside my barber, which is fantastic because even though my barber's a little out of the way, I'll never go see another barber unless this guy stops being a barber. That's just I go there. It's amazing. One time I here speaking to your point of building up those relationships, I got my time mixed up at one appointment. It was at 1. I thought it was, or sorry, it was at 12. I thought it was at 1. Showed up at 1, and he's very particular with his time, rightfully so, right? And
Mhm.
he's like, "Listen, your appointment was at 12, man. Like, where the hell were you?" And I said, "Listen, you know that's not like me." He said, "I know it's not." He said, "You're lucky though. Another guy that was after you told me he's stuck in traffic. He's going to be late. Sit down. We'll do a quick one." I was like, "I'll take whatever I can get at this point." You know what I mean? I looked homeless. So boom, help
Mhm.
me out. But that's because I kept going there. But my butcher's right beside them. It's called the Around the Block Butcher Shop. I like it because it's around the block, but then
Mhm.
also the play on words with like the butcher block, it's kind of
Butcher
cool.
block. Yeah, it's
But
cool.
they work with a lot of local artisans. They sell everything from like mustards, honeys, syrup, all kinds of
That's
stuff.
cool. Mhm.
But they have products that you won't normally find, definitely at a grocery store, but also at other butcher shops. One of which is pigtail. So the reason they sell pigtail is because of my family, because they didn't have it before.
Mhm.
And when I asked them about it first, they said, "Geez, we don't carry that, but I don't know what you're doing with it, but we'll find it for you." There was no, sorry, we don't have that. No, we're never gonna have it. It was, we'll figure it out.
And that's the reason, right? Like
Yeah.
normally when I go to the butcher and we don't like the picanha that they have up front, they
Yeah.
don't say it to everybody else. They go, "You want me to go get some more out of the back and let you look at them?"
Beautiful.
Like,
Yeah.
right?
And
Like that is why you can is because when you're in a
yeah.
pinch, right? Like
Yes. Yeah.
here's the lesson I want everybody to and lesson is the word, right?
Mm.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't a tip. This isn't
Yeah,
a
this is
like this
yes.
is a
Life lesson.
40 something year old that's realized something.
Yeah.
Like this is a life lesson. If
Yeah.
you can regularly spend money with people, now not a company, there's a reason, for instance, we're not on Amazon,
Yeah.
right? If you're buying stuff and you think that that company that's selling it on Amazon, or if you're buying something from somebody and you think that they're going to take care of you, ain't
Yeah. No,
happening.
they're playing a
If
volume game.
playing a
They're
volume
just
game,
yeah.
there's not enough. You and I have talked about this, right? If you don't actually have enough built in, you don't have room to handle issues,
Yep.
right?
100%.
Like
Yeah.
could be customer service the way you handle your customers and how available the availability is so free, right?
Yeah.
Because you have that built in.
Yep.
If
Exactly.
if there was some if your CRM was, 99 cents a month,
What kind
there's
of
no way
yeah,
that you could
no.
offer,
No. And at
no.
that point, I would be going just for pure volume, and I don't want to build relationships. I don't call me,
Mm-mm.
don't email me, don't nothing. But this way, and sometimes it happens. Guys fall on hard time, or they're one guy, he was fishing in Australia, his wallet fell out of the boat. He's like, it's gone in the ocean. My payment's due in 2 days, and I had to call, get my credit card replaced, everything, but I don't have the new number. Can you help me out? I was like, no problem. I added a month to his account. I was like, don't stress. Sometimes it takes like several days or weeks for it to show up. That's fine. And we'll get it sorted on the other end of things.
Now, Sean,
Yep.
if
All
he
right.
had moved around from company to company and then come back to you and then every
Oh,
couple of months went off to somebody else because he got a 99 cent discount code,
yeah,
right?
no.
Or,
I'd
hey,
be like, go
I
get
can
your
save
scuba gear
a
and
little
dive
bit of
down.
money on this, right? Like,
Yeah.
would you? No, they have to continually, regularly do
It's
business
gotta
with
be
you.
the first thing we do when we look up all kinds of things is like if we're trying to help someone with something or it's a usually it's when it's extenuating circumstances like hey, I lost my wallet or fell in hard times, can you float me through the winter or something, I'll make it up in the spring, whatever it is, stuff like that. First thing we do is look at the account history. If I don't instantly recognize the name, but usually I'll recognize the name because it's this person's active in the community, they're giving back in the post, this person, they
How
pay their
dare you,
bills on
Sean?
time. Like,
How dare you? I
yeah,
can't
how
believe,
dare?
right?
Yeah, like what? Of course I check.
No, that's life lesson.
Yeah, that's a life
This
lesson.
isn't. There's
100%.
no politically correct to this right now,
Mm,
right? Like Zero. When it comes to this discussion,
Yeah.
I want everybody to understand there's zero political correctness to this. You
Yeah.
might look at somebody and go, that's a bit shady. I'm going to go, that's business. And
Yeah.
if you don't learn that,
Yeah.
you're going to have a hard road ahead of you.
Real hard
Like,
time. And
you
jumping
need to
around
find
back and
people.
forth. Oh,
Yep. That
yeah.
you, even if, like I said, even if you pay a dollar more for a gallon, right?
Yeah.
A dollar more for a 16 ounce, pay
Yeah.
$2, pay $10 more for a gallon. Like, what it would mean to do business with somebody of quality
Yeah.
that you can depend on, not month number 2. Oh, hey man, and this is where the hang up is, right? Like, people hear this and they go, okay, I want to blow Sean up. I want to blow them up with all these questions because they said if I buy from them, they'll help me.
Yeah.
That's you're misinterpreting if you're thinking that way.
Yeah.
What you need to be
100%.
thinking about is, as I'm growing, as I'm climbing, there's going to be obstacles that I run into. If I don't have a team of support around me that includes vendors, then when I'm in a pinch and something happens to me or my company, and I don't have somebody that I can call to get assistance on, well, I'll just be that guy in my shop doing everything on my own. And
Yep.
okay, that is what it
100%.
is. If you're somebody
Yeah.
that doesn't want to be on your own in your shop doing everything on your own,
Hmm.
then you need to focus where you spend your money, how you spend it, because if you're spending it with some conglomerate that people don't care, cool. If you got a rep, and I mean a really good rep, not a guy that randomly shows up only when you like, but if you got
Yeah.
somebody that, and I don't care what they do, right? I always joke about box truck guys just because I used to compete against them and I didn't want to be in a box truck. So that's why
Mm.
I always say it. Like, there's some good box truck drivers, but there's a lot of really bad ones that don't care. Stop doing business with them just because they have this product that you can also get on Amazon. Stop.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time. You're
It's
wasting your
true.
money. You're wasting your future when you get into a problem because there'll be nobody at his company and nobody at the company that you're buying from that can help you out.
It's true. Because what you're really doing when you're paying that little bit extra is you're investing, and oftentimes it's the same
Yes.
price or something. But eh, if you are paying a little extra and you're thinking, oh, I could save, like 5, 10, 50, $100, really that extra though, yeah, you're not looking at the entire value of what you're getting. And that's exactly what it is. It's an investment in the future. Like us, so we have two extractors. They're different brands, but we had one, I don't even know what the actual brand is. We just call it the Terminator. It's awesome. But the other one we have is a Mighty. And the Mighty, we could have bought direct from this other place and saved, I think it was like 350 bucks, something like that. But I didn't order from them directly. And instead, I called the guy that we usually get our extractors from. And I said, hey, we want to have two different ones because we wanted one that was a little smaller, a little more portable. We could use on this other side that it's technically our dry bay. But sometimes when they're, if they're installing a window tint and they see a visible, like something or other on the seat, I want my guys to clean it too, but I don't want them to have to move over there or interrupt the detailers and take the extractor from them. So we wanted a small little unit. I said, I want to do business with you because I know how you do business. I like how you do business. I want to support your company. He's a local guy as well. They've been in business 62 years, I think, this year. It was his grandfather's company, started it, passed away like 3 or 4 years after starting it, believe it or not. But his son, who's the guy we deal with now, his father, took it over. And they've been running it for a long time. Like that's multi-generational, but they
Mhm.
kept the same core values.
Cool.
They're not perfect. They slip up here and there, but when they do,
Absolutely.
they always make shit right. That's one
Hmm.
thing I know. And the big thing too is there's been times where, hey, we really need this today. They just no problem, drop it off and we work out the billing later. It's not, oh, okay, well, I need the payment right now, so then I got to get the reception to go and like approve the payment, everything. It slows down the whole process. Like shit, man. I, our extractor broke. I need something like ASAP. They get on it right away because we've been dealing with them for so long. We've sent them referrals. We continue to pay our bills with no issue. And the biggest thing is when that situation came up with the other extractor, I told him, you order it, make your little margin. You got to feed your family. It's your time. It's not a big deal. It's not that much more. And like, really, that extractor's generated us already like 20,000 times what we paid for it. It doesn't matter. But what I gained from calling him, just that phone call and saying, I could have bought this direct, but I want to go through you instead. I know you can order these things in. Give me that particular one. Instantly, he's like, Auto World just went up like 50 points in his book. You know what I mean? And so that way, when we're in a pinch, he's there. Like it's a no brainer, you know. And it's the same guy we've been dealing with since we opened. So it's like that right there. I can't replace that with money. I can't. I just can't because I can't buy a reputation. I could, unless he was to transfer the reputation. Let's say he's retiring and he tells the next company like Auto World's great, Auto World's this, that, whatever. But even then, it's still third party reputation. It's not all those feelings that that guy has towards us are because of all the experiences we went through and the extra little bit of money we spent, which, you know, it's a business expense. Business is going to cost you money, but you're going to make more sales than what it cost you. And that's why it's a business, right? So it's, anyway, that's the
Yeah.
investment. If you kind of went on a
Yeah, no,
tangent
it's
there,
great.
but yeah,
It's great advice. I mean, listen, I think today and tomorrow is Prime Day. So if you're listening to this and you can go on to Prime, you can go on to Amazon, you can find your chemical company. You need to stop.
yeah, good luck.
You got a hole in your game, right? You got a
Yeah.
hole. This is wrong.
Yeah.
You're actually going to get to a point where you're going to need somebody's help. They're not going to be able to help you because you have chosen cheap.
Yeah.
Quality people
No,
don't
I'm so
choose
glad
cheap.
you mentioned that because the number one
Mhm.
thing I see in the groups is where people take a picture of a product and I
Yep.
can see it's like a fucking Amazon
Yep.
website and they're
Mhm.
like, what's everyone's thoughts on this? And I'm like, why don't you call the company? Oh, they're not taking your call? Why don't you email? Oh, they're not replying to your
They're not
emails?
going to
Like,
report. Nope.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
So you're relying on the feedback and thoughts of others about some product because like that's crazy to me.
Right? It's a
It's
hole. It's a hole in your
crazy.
game, right? It's
Yeah.
a
And like, geez, and that's your business.
it's a
And then you want
business.
to put on your website, you know, top quality.
Top quality.
Like it's like crazy.
Because I bought off Amazon on Prime Day.
Yeah,
And I bought
exactly.
it on Black Friday from a company and selling it 60% off. Top quality.
Top quality. Yeah, it's
Huh?
madness. Madness. And
Wow.
that's where it's far better to work with specific individuals that you know the long-term benefits are just there. And that's how you build an actual established business.
Do you think most of those people that continue to look for cheap things, looking to save a buck,
Yeah.
the save a buck guy, I
Mm.
can save this is also the guy that will go onto social media and go grinding,
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah, those guys.
grinding.
Yeah,
I'm
those guys are
saving as
good.
much as I can. I'm using as cheap things as I can. I'm gonna but I'm grinding away.
Yeah.
I'm grinding. So I
Yeah.
gotta hop into my bouquet.
Oh, here we go. All right.
There's
Welcome to the
actually
garden.
a mentality to the
Mm,
grinder,
mm.
right?
Yeah,
As I just kind of joked about it, but there's
it's
actually a
true.
mentality.
If you profile them like an FBI
You profile them.
profiler, you'd be like, oh,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You
So
could
the
almost spot
grinders
them in
are
a
buying
crowd.
stuff off Amazon and trying to save money. The grinders grind. They
Yeah.
have to grind because they're not really producing anything. If I produce something, then I could
Climb. You could climb.
I could
100%.
climb.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this. I used to actually climb.
Mm.
Like now, I'm from Oklahoma, so let's be real. These are 20-foot, 30-foot boulder type areas.
All right.
This isn't Colorado. Okay, move on,
True.
right? This is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah. Fair.
But you would always do something, okay?
All right.
Before you got ready to climb, you were always, and this is what one of the most favorite words I love from people, right? You'll hear this, right? If somebody messes something or something, they'll go, man, Sean, I'm sorry. I was busy.
Ah, yeah.
And you
Good.
go,
All the time.
you go, right? You go,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't use that word to other people because I don't have time to use that word.
Mm,
Busy people don't tell other people that they're busy
yeah.
because they're busy.
Exactly. It's so true. It's just apparent.
If you buy stuff off Amazon and go use it on people's cars, and as Sean said, tell people your highest quality,
Yeah.
You're a busybody. You're busy
Mm.
saving. You're busy doing things. You're busy. And you're going to tell other people how
Yeah.
busy you are.
Yeah.
Cool. Be busy. Here's the thing that you do before you actually start to climb. What do? You're busy making sure your shoes are tied, making sure you got your belt on, making sure that you've done everything right, making sure you're busy. But
Mhm.
there becomes a moment where the guy up top and you got your thing, and I think it's called belay or something. It's been a while. Like you put it together and then they go, climber ready?
Yeah.
Ready. And then there's two magic words that all you busy people need to go ahead and take off your earmuffs so you'll hear it. Still one of the best lines of a movie ever. I used it a couple weeks ago, and some guy brought his little kid into here, and I go,
Yeah. Earmuffs.
earmuffs. So the little girl put her earmuffs on, and I like old
Yeah.
school, right? Go
Old
back and watch
school.
the
Yeah.
movie. It's an incredible movie.
Yeah.
Earmuffs. If you're busy, take your earmuffs off and listen to these two words. The magic two words. Climb on.
Mm. Climb on.
It's no
Fuck.
more.
That's
What else is there? At that
yeah.
moment, your guy who's got your spot, you got another guy here with your spot. If you start trying to do something else, then you're not ready. And you already said you're ready.
Yeah. Damn.
The only course at that point in time is being done being busy. And
Mm.
now I've got to go up. I'm done grinding. I'm done trying to think about stuff. And it's time to put it into action.
Yeah. It's execute time.
There's the
Action's a
moment.
word that the busy people are
Climb
scared
on.
of, though. Yeah.
Climb on. So I want everybody to start writing on their mirrors when they wake up, or put it on their
Like that.
phone or
Climb on.
something. Climb on. It's time.
Yeah.
You've been busy.
Hmm.
Stop wasting your money. Stop wasting everything. Focus it and let's go. It's time to climb on.
Yeah. I like that. You know what? I'm writing that down. No joke, because I find that a lot of people need to hear that more now than ever. I feel that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, with increasing costs of things or stuff like that, they spend so much time being busy, just trying to find ways to, oh, well, I can save $5 here and $10 there. And it makes me think back to when I read the book 10X by Grant Cardone, and he was talking about setting goals and where he focuses a lot of his time. And like he's a busy dude. You could say he's busy, but I would say he's just occupied climbing, but he said he spends 5% of his time looking at expenses, 95% on sales.
Yeah.
Because if you focus on sales, you will always be able to earn more than your expenses. Always, always,
It's
always, always.
fuel.
Exactly. But if you focus too much on your expenses, not on your sales, now you've started a clock. And that clock is how much do you have today? And it's just going to dwindle and dwindle and dwindle and dwindle because your expenses are going to continue, but your sales are not coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever sales you have, you're going to wrap them up and then it's just going to dwindle and now you're stuck. And that's where I see a lot of the guys that, they'll lock in a 3 months worth on their calendar and they're like, yeah, I'm booked out 3 months ahead, you know? And so then they spend all their free time instead of getting more bookings or hiring people, they spend their time, well, I want to make the most out of these 3 months I can. How can I cut some corners? So maybe on the next bunch of jobs, I'll order some shit from Amazon or I'll do this and that so I can make more in those 3 months instead of just saying, no, let me build up a good relationship with some reputable vendors. Now I'm done. I'm
Yep.
ready to climb on.
There
I
you
don't have
go.
to keep
There you go.
searching.
You
I don't
don't
have
have
to
to keep searching.
every week, like Amazon Day or whatever, Prime Day or whatever the hell they got going on. I could care less. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's the
even
only
going to
time
buy
to
that
search and
thing.
go, hey, is the company
Yeah.
I'm buying from on Amazon? Okay, if so, I need to stop buying from them.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Look for that 100%. And that's pure facts though. Jesus. It's so true. And that's where, I think that there's a real disconnect with the business owners and the, oftentimes solopreneurs, with the people that they're like, I'm an entrepreneur, I self-employed versus someone that's actually like, this is my business, because like for us at Auto World, we have expenses like any other company. Our expenses go up every year. sometimes more frequently than that, depending on what the expense is. But I'm not in panic mode or anything like that, being like, oh, geez, the bank account or bank fees used to be this, or the accountant fees used to be that. Maybe we should switch accountants. Like, just think of that logic and apply accountants to your vendor for
Listen,
chemicals. And think about imagine switching accountants every quarter. Like, your books are going to be a nightmare. You're going to get audited and go to jail. That's what's going to happen. Because, like, holy shit, your books are going to be a nightmare. No, you find one and you're like, hey, this is perfect. They meet all the needs. And that's where initially make your initial, search and interview process pretty thorough so that you find the right, place. But make sure you're checking off a lot more boxes than just the price and next day delivery. Like, you want to be checking off a lot of other boxes. What did this company do before? Do they have any experience running a business like mine? Do they know where the future of detailing is headed? Do they know what kind of, products to focus on for what customers are interested in? Or are they just interested in, holy shit, Prime Day is coming up. We could probably sell thousands and thousands of units. If that's their only focus, they're not thinking about your customer. And if you buy into it, you're not thinking about your customer. If you're not thinking
absolutely.
about your customer, you're not thinking about your business. And so it's just kind of this vicious circle that, anyway, I'm kind of hijacking. I'm adding to the
No,
bouquet.
that's
That's what
great.
it is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I strongly
Yeah,
think that
I
that's
went
what it
out,
is.
you're back in.
There we
Now,
go. Yeah, that's
yeah.
it. And so, okay, so we'll go back and forth here. I'll throw in one of my tips here because it's something that I've been thinking about lately. We've
I'll
had
pull out.
some.
I need a cigarette. Hold on.
There we go. Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. So, that was yeah, exactly. That's and so I've been thinking about something lately when it comes to expenses because we've had some issues pop up at the shop that, well, we always have issues pop up at the shop, but we've had some issues pop up at the shop that some of the new staff weren't sure how to handle. And so they were trying to escalate things up the flagpole and get approval for this, or how can I handle this situation with this customer, stuff like that. And some of the more seasoned staff, they were kind of just like, oh, yeah, just go talk to so and so about it or something. And so we said, okay, we got to have a team meeting. But anytime I have team meetings, I do preparation work just like what I do for our podcast. I make sure I've got some concrete examples that back up whatever thoughts I'm going to have. But I also look for areas of where did some companies, make the right decision or the right call, and how can that apply to my business so that I can, not just back it up, but also introduce some new ideas that have a foundation. So it brought me to the Ritz-Carlton. So I
Mm.
was thinking about it, and luxury hotel chain. They're well known for a lot of things, which I'll dive into in a moment. But one big thing that they do is number one, they empower all of their staff to criticize in a positive way, of course, and discipline any other staff member and do things the right way, following their SOPs. And so they do have managers and so on and so forth, but even a bus boy bringing dishes to the back, if he sees that a manager even is doing something that goes against the standard operating procedures, he's fully within his rights as an employee and a member of the team to say, hey, pull them aside and say, you did that incorrectly. You have to go make that right with the customer, or whatever the case is, and the manager has to say, you know what, you're right. Ego aside, I fell off the track for a minute. Let me go fix that. So how this ties in with what you're saying, though, is that the Ritz-Carlton has put a number to fixing these problems. They've
Mm.
foreshadowed these expenses, and instead of saying, oh, how can we mitigate expenses so they never happen? How can we buy everything on Amazon? How can we do this and that? Instead, they've realized expenses are a part of business. And one of those is oh shit, something bad happened. How do we fix that? And they've applied $2,000 per guest. Think about that.
Mm.
$2,000 per
That's a
guest.
lot.
It is a lot. And what they've done is they've done the research and said, okay, the average profit that we're going to make instantly off of a single customer that has a good experience is $2,000, because there's their initial stay, whatever they're going to spend during their stay, room service, late night snacks, parking, whatever the case is, but then the referrals and so on and so forth. And they've figured out that $2,000 on average. So that's the max budget that any employee can solve a situation for a customer without managerial approval, which is pretty
Mm.
crazy if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue most companies, they probably would approve $100 without managerial approval, but nothing beyond that. And that number stuck out to me where I was like, holy shit, here's a company that every business wants to, trim the fat, cut the costs, and so on and so forth. And they literally have said $2,000. That's what you can. Obviously, the goal is if the guy's upset because his French toast wasn't, cooked right, don't go out and give him $2,000. Fix the French toast. But without asking for approval, you can spend up to $2,000. And that's them saying, we want our staff to be in charge of handling these kind of issues because it speeds up the resolution, because they're focused more on how fast can we keep the customer happy, how fast can we do this and that. And that's what they've realized as a company. So if you look at that within your own business and you say, okay, so I want to, buy some products here from this vendor because I'm going to save $15 this month, and then I'm going to buy there next month and whatever. Whenever issues happen in your business, you can't rely on that one vendor because you've now spread yourself so thin. Your support system is fragmented. Whereas if you start thinking like the Ritz-Carlton, you say, you know what? This is the price that it costs me to get a customer, retain a customer, and what the value that customer brings to my business. Okay, so that customer is going to bring me on average, let's say $890. Let's just say that's the figure I come to. And I'm going to jump from vendor to vendor or go on Amazon and try and save, $15, $20, or $100. But I'm putting that 890 at risk, because if something goes wrong with that customer, like Marty, you've had it happen before, and I know this from personal experience. Someone had an issue. They were working with somebody else and they said, shit, Marty, you got to help me out. I'm across country and I need these products, man. And boom, you were like, done deal. Overnight some stuff, package it up. Boom, it's there in the morning. Crisis averted.
Saved him. He was headed to California to work on vehicles that he didn't know that he could work on.
What's
and
that
needed
value?
a help.
Yeah.
Needed help.
Holy shit, man. Call Amazon. Hey, yeah, so I bought this product.
I think that was part of it. I think he had ordered from one of those companies off of Amazon.
Shit.
It wasn't arriving yet and was going to be delayed. He was in a bind because he knew you and the relationship with you really was why I helped him out
and
so
it was
much.
like, okay. And that's where like that clout comes in, where it's like, boom, 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 help out with something. And that's happened with a few times. There's I can't remember her name, but she's in Calgary or something, and she was looking for a reliable vendor because our relationship, and I knew her and she's been working with me and loved everything with OrbisX. And I was like, I got the perfect solution for you. I got the vendor. Put you guys in touch. Man, she couldn't be happier, and it's one of those things where it's when things are going great, she's happy. When things possibly there's a hiccup or something in her business, she's going to be even more happy with that decision that she made. I'm probably going to get a basket of chocolates or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get a bouquet now. It'll be here
bouquet, not chocolates. You're going to get a basket of roses.
That's it, exactly.
Here, Sean, here's
all those things.
Here's the tips.
Yeah, exactly. Here's some tips. Just little penises on top. No,
oh my word! So I picked up a car the other day. This is what there's a body shop that we always pick up cars from when we're testing.
Yeah.
And the lady that's up front.
Oh no.
I think this is new. I'll send it to you.
All right.
I hadn't seen this before. She's always had the right one of those like little. It's like a T-Rex hula hoop dancer or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And then underneath it is a T-Rex with a penis head. And I go, the things people put on their cars.
Penis Rex. Yeah.
Penis Rex.
Penis Rex. Holy Jesus. Yeah, the things people put, it's wild, huh? Like I'm sure you've seen those ones where it's like the balls hanging from the back of a truck.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just
that's like common Oklahoma truck. They actually at the dealership ask you if you want to pay for the upgrade.
Jesus. That's wild. I believe it. Yeah, that's
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oklahoma. That's it. It's on the flag, right? The state flag. Yeah. Oh,
cow balls.
Yeah. Jesus. Big cow balls. Nice.
Right next to the scissor tail. So our state bird is a scissor tail flycatcher. And then I bet you they'll
Okay.
just stick the balls right up underneath that.
Yeah, perfect. That's I love it. I'll get in Photoshop. A new one's in the works. That's what we'll do. Yeah, perfect. But yeah, but Ritz Carlton, it really is true though. Like it's something we don't all think about is applying that value. We all apply a value to like a lead or a client when things go well. But applying a value to your clients when like shit hits the fan really puts your expenses into question, where it's like, what would I pay to basically avoid a bad scenario, a 1-star review? What would I pay to have a good experience every time consistently? And that's where this vendor hopping, lifestyle that people have adopted,
Yeah.
I feel is it's dangerous to long-term success. And
Mhm.
ultimately, I'm guaranteed if they were to run stats on a business over a 3 to 5 year period, if that business even survived that long, you would see that the vendor hopping eventually would stop for sure because they're going to realize the benefits of sticking with certain vendors. But also, you would see the fractional marginal savings that they had
Mhm.
compared to the shit storms they had to put out.
Mhm.
You would see they actually lost on those bets
And
100%.
and that's why I call it hole in your game. I think some
Uh,
people understand that analogy, but not everybody. Hole in your game means like if you've played golf and you regularly have a slice,
mm,
you got a hole in your game, right? You're
yeah.
never going to really be able to excel all the way up to what it takes to be a really good golfer.
Mm,
Uh, I know that term from being a baseball player. If you couldn't
okay.
sit on a curveball or see the little dot of the spin for the slider, you got a hole in your game, right? If you
Yeah.
couldn't drive a ball to oppo field, you got a hole in your game. Eventually, you won't actually make it to collegiate, right? You won't
Yeah.
make it out of T-ball to coach pitch to right. You can see the analogy all the way up. Like the more holes that you have in your swing, the more that the opposition will take advantage of it, and
Mhm.
you actually won't then make the roster because you've struck out so much.
Yeah.
You
It
can see,
becomes your
right?
blind
Like
spot where it's
you've got a
everyone
blind
else
spot.
sees
You've
it.
got you
Yeah.
blind spot's a great analogy too.
Yeah.
Some motherfucker in a Swift truck the other day took out my
Oh,
uh
shit. Oh,
like
shit.
I just happened to be out there. If
Oh,
I
man.
wasn't out there, we would have been screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But literally drove over my mailbox.
Oh, and would have just kept on going if you weren't there. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. That's gone. Damn. Hmm.
Wow.
But same thing. But that's so true. And that's where people need to tighten up those areas. And we often look at what is kind of more evident or what we think is the pain points where it's like, oh, I'm not getting enough leads here or there or something. I think a lot of businesses get a lot more leads than they actually know what to do with in some cases because they don't know what to do with them when they're there and they don't nurture their existing clients enough. And that comes with, even what you're spending on a client. I think we all have this, well, I don't, you don't, but there's a lot of people that feel, how can I get to zero? How can I spend $1 or $2 on this customer kind of thing? It's that mentality instead of if I spent a little bit more, maybe I could charge a little more. Maybe I could, have a better customer satisfaction. Maybe that would lead to more reviews, so on and so forth. Like our margins, and that's where I got in that, discussion or argument or whatever with someone else last week about what commission to pay. Like we pay our sales guys really well because we want to make sure they're motivated and we want to make sure that they provide a customer experience without holes in their game. We want to make sure that they're not just lying to make a sale because they just need to get so many sales because they're only making 5%. We pay them well, so they spend the proper amount of time with that customer, nurture them through the process. They're not lying to the customer. They greet with a warm welcome. They end the call with a warm welcome, use their name. They basically they pet the dog the whole way through the thing, right? And we know that our costs are going to be higher on acquiring that initial customer, but then moving forward, our costs tend to get progressively lower, right? But the quality still needs to be there. So there's certain things we can't sacrifice on. So products, brands we work with, things like that. And especially when shit hits the fan, that's where like you want to make sure that you're using a product, and if there's like product improvements or something, maybe the product didn't work quite the way it used to because you guys didn't use it the same way or something, you could reach out to a company like yours and be like, hey, by the way, is there anything I need to know about installing this new product, something like that. The only thing you can do on the Amazon side is check the reviews maybe and hope
Send
people,
Amazon a message.
yeah, send Amazon a message. Hey, by
Good
the way,
luck.
I got this car tomorrow. What should I do?
Or go to Detailing for Money, or go to Detailer Haven, or
Yeah.
go to these groups where there's 60,000 people
Mhm.
all asking, hey, should I use this product? Hey, should
Yeah.
I use this? Hey, what about this? Like,
Yeah.
grinding. They're
And you
out
know
there
what?
grinding.
The guys
Get it.
climbing aren't going to have time to reply to all these other
Absolutely.
guys. So who you're getting replies from are the same
Are the
guys
other
that are the
people that are
holes in the
grinding
game.
buying cheap stuff off the internet? Like,
Exactly. So what kind of feedback are you going to get? It's crazy. It's a vicious circle, man. Oh my
it
God.
is. All
Yeah.
right. So, my last tip inside of the bouquet is going to have to wait till next week.
Oh shit. Okay.
It is. I'd planned on it, but
Cliffhanger.
I'm spent.
It's Ben.
I'm almost finished with my third beer, and I go, you know what? I
Hold
don't
on
think
to
I
it.
could fully give the
Yeah.
amount into
The proper
this.
tip.
Sean only needs 2 inches, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know if I can give the
One in a
full.
finger. I told you. That's Leon.
This tip actually came from a roofer that put
Oh.
a little thing on my door, and I saw it at the same time. I'd seen a message from other people, or I'd been in other group. I mean, people all want to know, hey, I've been a little bit low on coatings, or I've been a little bit low on getting these big tickets. I've been a little bit.
Mm.
Hey, you got any tips? Hey, got any ideas? Hey, what can I do?
Yeah.
I saw this and I go,
That right there. Oh shit.
it's at
That's more.
least
This is
it's
going
at
to be
least
more than a tip. This is.
it's at least a shot.
Yeah, yeah. I might
It's at
not have
least
to
a
say
shot.
anything next episode. This
Well, not true.
not true.
Still gonna still gonna take the listener to actually do.
Ah, yeah. They got to climb on.
They're gonna have to climb. So you're
Yeah.
actually still gonna have to still put out yours, because we're not
Perfect.
really sure
Yeah, yeah.
which ledge they'll put their hand on to go to
Fair.
climb. Right.
That's
So we
fair.
got to put out as many ledges as we can,
And
so
help
that they
people
have as
climb.
much as they can climb on.
Absolutely. Well, now you got me thinking because I have another one today, but maybe I'll hold that one too
Well, I might
next
as
week.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And mine next week is it's on the non-negotiables in your business. And I won't dive in too much
Mm.
because it'll start to give away things. But there's things you have to be non-negotiable if you want to climb on. And
Okay.
anyway, I got some good ones. And it's
Nice.
funny. So real quick, because this will tie into next week. Uh I've been helping that my buddy with the new company he started. He's doing gutter cleaning, window cleaning, roofing, stuff like that too. He had the same thing. I said, I'll set up the initial ads, get you going, but then you got to climb, right? So he was doing his thing, and then life happened. He's got a baby, he's got a wife, all these things. So he got little, oh yeah, got some money came in, and then boom, started to relax a little bit on the marketing stuff I was showing him. And I said, okay, I'm just gonna let him go through that little
Mm-hmm.
valley, that
Mm-hmm.
little dip.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then he's like, holy shit, I didn't realize this was going to have to be a continual effort. And I said, well, yeah, you want to get to the top, you got to keep fucking climbing. So I helped him out with something, and it landed him 2 roofing jobs. And it had to do with something that we put on someone's door as well. So I'll show
Wow.
the
Look at that
exact
little
thing we printed
tie-in.
and
All
everything.
right.
Yeah. And although I did buy a product for it on Amazon. So unfortunately, but so,
It's okay. I
because
didn't
what I
tell you
got,
happy birthday.
but you know what? On that note, though, what I got was, and this is important, I got these little, they're kind of like stickers, not stickers, they're like sticky tab things that you would usually put on a wall to hang a poster or something like that. But they're removable and they don't damage any paint or anything like that. And I said it's important because a lot of people, especially in our city, they have painted doors because of all the storms and stuff. Anyway, I said you put this on that way when they pull it off. The first thing someone's going to think they put something on the door, they're going to peel it off and look at the door, make sure you didn't damage anything. So I said putting something like this shows that little extra care that went into it. Anyway, First week, landed 2 roofing jobs. One, he did a whole garage and a metal roof cabana thing. And then the next one, he did garage, full roof, and something by their pool. They had this little like shed type thing. And the total cost, printing everything was he got 1,000 flyers for, did it through my company. I gave it to him at cost. I think it was like $89, something like that, with the stickers and everything. Put them out, and he landed over $15,000 in work. And so it's like, Jesus,
Well,
a little
gonna
bit of
really be
legwork, but yeah,
interesting to see what the roofer dropped off to me
yeah.
and why it caught
I
my
wonder
attention and
yeah,
why I actually was like, oh wow, I gotta bring this up.
yeah.
It was good
That
enough.
good,
I was
huh?
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was
I'm
good.
excited because I'll
See you next week.
yeah, next week. That's what we do. All right. Stay tuned, guys. We'll talk soon. All right,
More
thanks, Mark.
tips.
All right. That's more tips. Yeah, full on thing. Anyway. All right, man. I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, cheers, guys.